Acapulco, Mexico. This is Anarchast.
Hey everybody, welcome to another edition of Anarchast, your home for anarchy on the internet. I've got a 3-time returning guest, and he's coming back actually the 3rd time because he's actually pretty funny. He's actually pretty cool. Not super cool, but pretty cool kind of guy. Sasha Daygame. I met him at first. He was a pickup artist who was like a fan of ours, and I got into looking at his stuff, and I was like, whoa, you're actually changing guys' lives. That's really cool. And then he came to Anarchapulco. We did an interview here, and he actually spoke at Anarchapulco. I think he was the biggest speaker. He spoke at every event in Anarchapulco. It was not planned at all. He just found his way on stage every time, and everyone loved what he was saying because he's also a comedian as well. So he was a really good speaker. Then he also did after that, he did sort of like a relationship thing. I forget exactly what it was called. And I heard a few people said it was really kind of a life-changing event. And so then we said, well, you got to come back for next Anarchapulco. And he said he is. And he said he probably is going to do another event around Anarchapulco. We'll talk about that. But he's also started up his own summit called the Infinite Man Summit, which is going to be in London in September, and I'm actually going to be speaking at it. And I'm actually going to play a video for it sometime during this episode because they put together a really inspiring, really beautiful video about what it's all about. So you'll kind of see why I agreed to go to the summit, because I actually turned down so many speaking engagements because I just find it's not worth the time to travel and get there, and it's just not worth it for most of the conferences, but his looks really good. So I'll stop talking because he's actually a really big talker himself, so I probably won't get a word in for the next 10 minutes. But it looks like Sasha just got back from playing racquetball or something.
Oh, you're talking about these bad boys right here, Jeff? I was hoping you'd make a Bono joke. Like, what are you, Bono now, Mr. Cool Guy? And I'd be like, yes, this is my Bono impersonation. No, I've just been, because of the summit, I've been researching all this health stuff, right? And I was shocked to discover that the blue light we're exposed to so much in our laptops, our phones, tablets, all of the light bulbs everywhere is really, really damaging to humans, because it's actually 4 times the amount of blue light that you get from the sun. So it messes up your natural circadian rhythms. It messes with your melatonin production. It keeps you up late at night. It's really, really bad news. And it's not something we're told anywhere. Like, I've never heard like light, looking at like just even having any artificial light. They call it alien light. I've never heard this before. So when I started really digging into how do we get really healthy other than food and diet and all this other stuff, and I started learning that this alien light is actually really, really bad for us. And you can get shades for like $9 that block the blue light. So whenever you're indoors and there's light, you're looking at your laptop, you're doing all this kind of stuff, you put these bad boys on, I immediately notice a difference. Like, I sleep better now. I'm just more restful. And I got this program called, which I told you about, you're using too now, called F.Lux on your laptop. It's free. It takes less than a minute to install, but it blocks the blue light. So I can be up late working now till 1 o'clock in the morning, and my eyes don't feel all tired, and I can go to sleep rather than staying awake. I often can't sleep for an hour or two if I'm staring at the computer before bed. So it's a huge game changer. So now when I'm indoors, I put my bad boys on, and I get the bonus of looking like Mr. Cool. So that's pretty cool.
I guess it's also cool. You kind of look like you're a 1970s porn star as well. That's another added bonus to those glasses.
Dude, it goes right with the girl thing. It's beautiful. And I've also got this. I never wear jewelry, but I don't know if you can see. I got this necklace here. Now, I don't even care if it's trendy or not. I don't care what it looks like. It doesn't matter. It's made from shungite, which is this amazing natural. Basically, like this huge rock basically landed in Russia, and they just take pieces of it, and they found that it blocks electromagnetic frequencies massively, pretty much as well as buying special things that block them. So, and again, they're so damaging, EMFs. You can do the research. I could talk about it for a while, but electromagnetic frequencies from everything, all the cell phone towers, all your Wi-Fi devices, Bluetooth device, all this stuff naturally messes with our own rhythms and our own. We actually we get messed up really badly in years and years and years. I don't know if you've seen these guys who just sit in front of a computer for like 15, 20 years. They get destroyed.
That's
they
me.
get completely destroyed. Dude, it's bad. But this is why you can spend a little bit of money if you do a little bit of research. Get the glasses, get F.Lux on your computer, get one of these bracelets, and they've got special EMF blocking devices. These are so powerful. The first time I put one on, it was a Q-Link, actually. This is a company that's been around for a really long time. My friend had all these bracelets on, and I was like, dude, what is all this crap you're wearing? What is all this stuff? He had like 6, 7, 8 things on. And I go, what's this one? He goes, this one's really cool. You should put it on. And he doesn't tell me what it is. I put this thing on, and I stood there, and I just kind of tuned in for about 30 seconds, and I looked at him, and I was like, dude, I feel so calm and peaceful. I said, what? I feel like I just took some kind of downer, like a drug. I said, what is this? He goes, dude, it's an EMF blocker. This is what it feels like naturally, this is the same as going out into nature where there just is no EMF, it just blocks it. And in that moment, I was like, this is crazy, dude. We must be getting so much of this stuff that messes with us. So ever since then, I'm just like, that's it. I've been doing the research, and so boom, I got my shungite, I got my glasses, I'm solid. I'm a new man, Jeff.
Why do I get the feeling you're going to be living in a Faraday cage at some point in the next year, and you'll make people not bring their cell phones into your house? Why do I get that feeling?
Yeah, I can see me going that far. I mean, what's so interesting is, I really talk about this more and more. We're not supposed to be in cities all the time. Cities are super damaging, and I did my own experiment where I went down to Ecuador for 3 months, and I was just in a little town in the middle of nowhere, nothing to do, and I was just taking it easy, and I felt great. And as soon as me and Isabel, my partner, we flew from there straight to Vegas, and after about 10 days in Vegas, and we're eating the best food around, we're eating really well. I felt like shit, and I looked at her and I said, I feel shitty, I have less energy, my brain, I can't access things, like I try and remember something, and I can't remember things that I know, and I don't know what's going on. And she looks at me and she says, I was going to say I've been thinking about this for days, and I didn't know what was wrong, if I was getting sick, and I feel exactly the same way. And so we're all working at 50% or less, but we don't know it because we're in a toxic environment all the time. And until you leave the country and go somewhere where it's just way less polluted and come back, you don't even realize what's going on. So this is why it's important. If you can't get out, at least get some of this stuff going along. Do your research, get some, you can spend a very small amount of money and be blocking a lot of this stuff. They've even got these special blockers you plug into your wall, and it creates a bubble around your entire house. It's about $200. Blocks all the electromagnetic frequencies in your house. Boom, you're just done. Just like that. That's all it takes. So, gotta do it.
You just gotta look a little goofy with the glasses. I'm gonna be interested to see how many people show up to Anarchapulco wearing those glasses. Hopefully, it's not everybody. We're already called kind of freaks already.
It would be really funny. It would be really funny if it was everybody. And what's it? My buddy did more research than me, but he said, obviously when you have a light, it's actually going on and off really, really fast, but we can't see it. And there's different rates of that flickering, and different rates fuck with humans, natural systems and rhythms more. And they actually picked one of the worst. They picked one of the ones that really fucks us up. And he was telling me that they could have made light bulbs. You can make light bulbs that completely are neutral. They don't mess with us at all. You can actually buy special ones that are much better for you. But obviously, I'm a little suspicious that they picked the one that is really bad for us. Is that a coincidence? I don't think so. So yeah, it's just another way. It's like putting fluoride in the water. Did they not know that it makes your IQ go down and it makes you more passive and it's super bad for you? I think they know. And they're shoving it in there anyway. So it's just one of those things. Once you know, you're just like, okay, that's it.
Do you ever see that video?
You're not getting me, Jack. Yeah. I'll look like an asshole all day long. I don't give a shit.
No, I know you don't care. That's very clear. But hey, you ever see that video with Bjork where she looks at a TV and she talks about how it all works? Oh, you got to see it. I'm going to throw in a few seconds of it now. I'll make sure my video guy puts it in. It's the funniest thing. I think Bjork's she's so funny to watch. I just like watching her and hearing her talk. So I'll throw that in right now.
And then, because you're so busy doing that, you don't watch very carefully what the program that you're watching is really about. So you become hypnotized. So all that's on TV, it just goes directly into your brain, and you stop judging if it's right or not. So you just swallow and swallow. This is what an Icelandic poet told me once. And I became so scared to television that I always got headaches when I watched it. But then later on, when I got my Danish book on television, I stopped being afraid because I read the truth. And that's the scientific truth, which is much better. You shouldn't let poets lie to you.
So yeah, I know I've been I've known you for about a year now, I think, Sasha, and you've gone through, you're just constantly oh, I just found out this, you're just running, oh, I'm doing this now, look, now I'm wearing these glasses, but it's actually, you do a lot of research, and you've recommended a lot of things to me which have actually helped. I recently came out on Facebook and said that I think I figured out what my problem has been for the last 15 years, and it took me that long. I just didn't figure it out. I think I've actually been quite majorly depressed. and I think I was covering it up with all the things I was doing, drinking a lot of alcohol to try to act like I wanted to stay alive or something. But once I actually realized that I think I was depressed, I decided to change many things, and so I got literally hundreds of people recommending things on Facebook, as you always do, and a lot of them were really good recommendations. I changed my diet. I'm eating, like, I got a smoothie right here. This is all like full of cacao beans, which increase your serotonin. It's got those goji berries, which also help as well, or a superfood or something. All this sort of stuff. And you recommended a number of things as well. I've got the bottle over there. I think it's called, what's it called? The lithium
orotate.
Yeah, and you mentioned how lithium used to be given to people to help with mood and things like that, but it didn't work that well because there was just no way to get into the blood properly, and it would have major complications and problems. But you said this new lithium orotate fixed that, and I've been taking that. I've been taking so many supplements, and I'm actually feeling quite good. I don't want to die right now. It's quite a new feeling for me. So yeah, I'm totally into all this stuff too. I even had F.Lux. If people don't know, it's just F.Lux. Just type it into Google. And I had that on my computer before because I heard that what it did was, because I work on my computer all day and all night, and I heard that what you should do is just put it on at night, so it doesn't give you because essentially the monitor is almost making you think you're looking at the sun almost, is that kind of a light frequency. And so if you're working at 1 a.m. and you want to go to sleep soon and you're looking at your monitor, your body's not ready to go to sleep because it thinks it's daytime. So I put it on at night. But what you suggested to me was also put it on in the daytime, because those blue light, as you put it, is quite damaging. So you're just constantly getting into all these things. And as I said, I think you will soon be living in a Faraday cage. You won't let people use cell phones around you. It'll be interesting to watch how you develop.
I think ultimately, like when I gain tons more fame and power and money, what I'm going to do is I want to start a little village somewhere. It's going to be like totally peace. It's only people who know what's going on, people who are conscious, and we'll have there won't be any cell phone towers. We'll get internet cable running underneath the ground, and there'll be no pollution whatsoever. There won't be cars. There'll be none of that shit. It'll just be internet and no phones, no stuff, nothing. And we'll all just have steam baths and saunas and ice. We'll do ice baths and all this crazy shit. It'll be fucking awesome. I'm telling you, this is what I want to do. There's a crazy guy called Jack Cruz who's talking about all this, a lot of stuff that's so out there and insane. It's actually hard to follow sometimes. But he was talking about the blue light. That's actually where I learned about it from. And he also talks about how, I won't go into deeply, but essentially, one of the healthiest things we can do for our systems is to take ice baths, and I've heard this from other people. The Iceman is quite famous. He's doing that, and just by getting your body into really, 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 really cold water, it gets some dormant genes going that just reset you and heal everything and fix you up, and you can feel it. I literally, one time I've done it in the past, but recently only one time I went into an ice bath. You feel something. I've jumped into cold lakes before where people are like, you're crazy. You walk out of there, you feel reset, dude. It does something to you. And he goes into deep explanation of what it does. It's too complicated. But that and extreme temperature, so extreme heat, like going and sweating out all the toxins, the infrared saunas are really good. And just by doing that stuff, blocking the EMF, blocking all that shit, eating clean food, it makes such a huge difference in your life. And yeah, it's unbelievable. People just need to just take little steps, and here and there, and eventually, like a year from now, you just feel so much better. You want to live. When you feel good, you want to live. God damn it! I just went on a jog, just a short jog, like maybe 2 kilometers. I came back. I was so stoked. I'm on the sky, like, Jeff, let's do this. I'm ready now. I'm hyped up. And it's seriously, and it's just like just getting your heart rate going in the morning. It's just a huge thing. Like, most people don't do it. Just get up and just do anything to get your heart going. Anything. Little run, jump up and down, do some skip rope. It does just 4 minutes, 5 minutes, and then suddenly you feel alive. Your heart's pumping. You take a cold shower. You hop up, boom, you're ready, and you feel good at the beginning of the day, rather than just like, oh fuck, here we go again, another fucking day. Because I've been there. I've been in that state where you're just like, Jesus, I don't even care, and it's shit. And it's like you don't want to live that way. So you can't snap out of it. You just got to form these little habits over time that just get you crushing it. And that's it.
Yeah, totally. I'm into many of those sort of things. I just got way back into meditation and yoga after I realized I was depressed, and that's helped immensely. Actually, the thing that kind of made me realize I was depressed is I did quite a large amount of magic mushrooms, and went into deep introspection for hours. And at the end of it, I was like, I think my problem is like I have no serotonin in my brain. And then the next day, it was like, oh, these things seem to just happen happened almost magically. I don't know what it is, but the first thing, I went on a sports site because I woke up and I was like, okay, I don't quite understand what I learned last night, but I think I'm onto something. And I went on a sports site. I'm like, okay, I'm going to look up some hockey stuff because hockey kind of makes me happy. It's one of the only things I kind of just enjoy. It's like things I do outside of work. There's two things I kind of enjoy. Hockey and poker are the two things. And I went on a sports site, and the guy who was on there was one of the broadcasters, and he had a special on depression. And he said he's been dealing with depression his whole life. And he said all these other sports athletes like Derek, what's his name, Strawberry, the baseball player, and a few hockey players, they've been dealing with depression their whole life. And as they were talking, what they were saying, I was like, that's me. Like exactly what they're saying, that's how I am. And I was like, am I depressed? I look it up. And then I just basically began to do all these things, and it really has helped a lot. And it wasn't massive changes either. I didn't have to go live in Ecuador in the woods with an ice bath, wearing weird glasses like you're doing or anything. But yeah, all those sort of things help. And I think what the society and what the media and the government's always throwing at us is, oh, you know, like if you're not happy, well, drink beer and it's okay. And it's weird you're not happy because you're
take this pill.
Yeah, it's weird.
Take this pill and you're going to be happy.
Yeah, it's really strange you're not happy when you're having most of your money stolen every year. You're told where to go, what to do. You can't even go too fast or too slow, and someone stops you with a gun. That's really weird. You're unhappy. Here's some pills, some really dangerous chemicals that'll probably make you shoot up a school, which will actually make other people pretty depressed after that. And here's some beer, and that'll kind of dumb you down and make you cheer a little bit and get into a fight and beat your wife. And that should do it. So yeah, I think there's so much to all this stuff. And I know that you personally, you've gone through a bit of a transformation in your career because you were one of the most famous, and maybe you still are, one of the most famous pickup artists around, Sasha Daygame. And what you realized after numerous years of helping people, which you enjoyed, was there's so many more ways you can help people. So you're starting up this Infinite Man Summit now. And just let me play the video of the conference right now so people get an idea for what you're talking about.
Students, they come to me and say, well, we're getting out of college and we haven't the faintest idea what we want to do. So I always ask the question, what would you like to do if money were no object? How would you really enjoy spending your life? Crowds of students say, well, we'd like to be painters, we'd like to be poets, we'd like to be writers. Or another person says, well, I'd like to live an out-of-doors life and ride horses. But as everybody knows, you can't earn any money that way. When we finally got down to something which the individual says he really wants to do, I will say to him, you do that. And forget the money.
Money is irrelevant when you're doing what you love. It doesn't matter. You do something with a passion and you love it and you put your time into it, you're going to crush it anyway.
Your work is going to fill a large part of your life, and the only way to be truly satisfied is to do what you believe is great work. And the only way to do great work is to love what you do. If you haven't found it yet, keep looking and don't settle. And that is as true for work as it is for your lovers.
When you're living your passion, girls can see you're excited about life, and that's the energy they're attracted to. That's all that matters. You're not even trying to get laid. Girls are like, hey, how come you never want to hang out? Everything comes down to that. Literally, like if you're not doing what you love in your life, stop everything else and figure out what you love and then go do that shit. But people don't. Oh no, I just have to pay the bills. I'm just going to keep working. Okay, keep working. Keep working. You're just going to get old and die. That's what's going to happen.
You will spend your life completely wasting your time. You'll be doing things you don't like doing in order to go on living, that is, to go on doing things you don't like doing, which is stupid. Better to have a short life that is full of what you like doing than a long life spent in a miserable way.
Don't settle. Have the courage to follow your heart and intuition. They somehow already know what you truly want to become. Everything else is secondary.
So as you can see, it's really inspiring, and you've got so many really interesting speakers coming, including Luke Radowski of We Are Change, a good friend of mine and Anarchapulco speaker. So why don't you tell us how did you come up with this idea and what's it all about?
Sure. Well, I got into the whole, pickup and seduction sphere because I had an abused childhood. I got no love at home. I didn't like myself. I had no confidence, and I was just a dorky kid, and I couldn't get girls at all. Even if girls threw themselves at me, I couldn't do anything. It was really sad. So after a while, I got into this thing, and I got, I thought, okay, well, I have to get better with women. So I did. I learned how to flirt, and I got over my fears, and I learned how to actually get into a Jeff Berwick state because, with your depression, I just thought you just did not give a fuck at all, which is part of depression. Right? You just don't give a fuck. I was like, this guy's really good. That's why he gets so many girls. He doesn't give a fuck. Jeff's awesome. But I had my suspicions. But anyway, so then I learned all this stuff, and at first the big trap that everybody falls into, and it's the same trap people in society fall into. They think they need money or status and all this other external stuff in order to be happy. So guys think they have to have lots of money and have take girls out on dinners and impress them with money and all this stuff. So you start learning these kind of indirect methods to try and attract women. And it's very damaging because you're treating these women as prostitutes essentially. You're just going, hey, I've got money, so you should fuck me. Like, what? No, if you want prostitution, go and do prostitution. That's a whole separate thing than getting good with women. Okay, so I realized that I'm not into that, and I'm not into going and like buying drinks and hooking up with drunk chicks, which is that I hate it. It's so stupid. So anyway, I just eventually just realized, okay, the issue here is I don't really feel comfortable with myself. I'm not comfortable with my sexual intentions. I don't feel I deserve a beautiful girl in my life. So it was really self-development stuff that was holding me back. So even after getting good with girls and being able to flirt and all this kind of stuff, I felt there was still a hole inside of me because I really didn't feel I deserved to have a beautiful girl in my life who was smart and who liked me, who I connected with. There was just something missing. And so I just started going down this path of self-development and learning all this stuff, learning not to care what people think, learning to really to appreciate myself for being a good person and actually like focusing on the fact that I'm good and that I help people and that people like me. And it was all just about feeling worthy. Really, that's what it comes down to, right? Most people get into depression and they feel bad and they have problems in life and they can't make friends, all this because they don't feel worthy. If you really think you're great and you feel good about yourself and you look in the mirror and you just go, that guy's awesome, that girl's awesome, I love this person, you just radiate that. You radiate that energy and people are attracted to you. But when you really don't feel good about yourself, you're not comfortable in your skin, of course you're not going to be able to hook up with a girl or get someone in your life or do anything if you don't feel worthy, if you just don't feel like you deserve it. So it just took me down this massive path, getting into all the self-development stuff. So Eckhart Tolle, all these spiritual gurus, trying meditation. So this reading autobiography of a yogi, conversations with God, all this heavy spiritual stuff where I just started realizing all this stuff. There's a Japanese author. He writes all these books about reincarnation. And I had a really profound experience I talked about on my channel where I just, realized that, we're all one and there's actually no separation. We're really the same spark, just in many, many, many different forms and faces. And so you just go down this path. And I just started looking at all this stuff. And as you wake up to the bullshit, because in the dating arena, you realize everything we're told is bullshit. You need money and all the fancy clothes and go to clubs and spend money on booze, and that's how you get women. It's so fake and bullshit. And when you see that's all bullshit, and you start looking at what's the information we're told about our careers, that we're supposed to, go to school, go and get in debt, $100,000, $200,000, get some career, pay that off, work your entire life, pump out a couple of kids, pay your taxes, save up all your money for retirement, and then you get to 65 and then you can enjoy your golden years. It's fucking ridiculous. It's completely ridiculous. And then you look at health and you look at the culture, people just eat whatever you want to, eat burgers and pizza and all this kind of shit. It literally kills you from the inside. It's so weird in our society. If somebody comes up to someone else with a gun and shoots them in the face, they go to jail. But if a company makes billions of dollars selling you stuff that kills you over 25 years, no problem. Totally fine. It's completely ridiculous. So
not that they should be stopped from selling stuff. Obviously, the government shouldn't be stopping them. But I understand what your point is. Definitely that most people don't see the real dangers. For example, I sit here and smoke, and I get so many comments on YouTube. It's like, oh, it's going to kill you, man. I can't believe you're smoking. But those same people are probably on antidepressants that are like those chemical ones that are horrible. They're probably eating at McDonald's. They're probably not exercising. And they're sitting there telling me about tobacco, which actually in many forms is very healthy, especially if it's organic. So I totally understand where you're coming from on that.
Yeah, and you just start seeing the lies, you know. So that's how I know. Like, this is why I so connect with so many of the people at Anarchapulco, because they're following you, which means that they're awake. Doesn't mean we're all awake in every area, but you know, I was awake in the dating realm and what it means to be a sexual man. That's sort of what started it for me. And people following you might be aware of the corruption of the system and how they're stealing our money and they're basically being ass raped financially. But when you realize, wait a minute, something is off, something is wrong here in one area, suddenly you go, wait a minute, what's happening with dating? Or wait a minute, what about health? Surely, are we really being given the real information here? Wait a minute, what about spirituality? Maybe there is something greater than us. Maybe there is something I can develop here. And that's the beautiful thing of just waking people up. If you wake people up in one area, they start asking questions, you see? And so, and really that's my purpose on this planet, is to help people and wake people up to the fact that we're in a dream, and the people running the show are assholes, and they're not telling us what's going on. And we got to figure out what's going on, and we got to help each other snap out of it and try, you know. I think this planet really can be and will be transformed into a paradise in the next 25, 50, 100 years. It's going to take a while, hopefully in our lifetimes. But we have to do it, and we have to do it by waking people up. And this is why it's so frustrating sometimes for me, and I know for you, when you're talking to someone and they just have absolutely no idea, and they don't even want to know, you know. And I have friends I've been friends with a long time. They're just in it, you know. They're just in it, and they just want to be in it, and they don't have no interest in stepping out of it. And it's like and I'm learning a really tough lesson for me, but I'm finally starting to accept that everyone is on their own personal journey, and we're all on a spiritual journey, whether we realize it or not. Even if you're totally closed off to that, or you're consciously in it already, everyone is doing exactly what they need to be doing right now in the part of their journey that they're at. Everybody. And it's not for us. It's nice to you can offer. You can say, hey, you can pose a little interesting question that might get them thinking, where they come back and they ask you for more information. But you can't be shoving it down people's faces, because they won't listen. They just won't listen, and they're actually gonna put shields up, and then they're completely gonna, you know, they're even gonna be less likely to wake up. So it's good to people who have no idea. Give them a little branch. Like, here you go. Here's something interesting. Isn't that interesting? Hey. You know, what about, this is interesting. Did you know that here's what fluoride does. Isn't that interesting? I wonder if they knew about that. I wonder if they're really incompetent, or they know what it does. Interesting. And when people start going, oh, wait, that's really messed up. Well, fuck, we shouldn't, are you saying tap water isn't safe? Yeah, it might not be. Interesting. Well, wait a minute. What else is going on? And then boom, suddenly they're starting to wake up. But for me, I'm always like shaking people, like, yeah, wake up, dude, you gotta. And you can't do it, because some people are, they will get there when they're ready. At some point, if not this life, then the next life and the next life. And I'm a fervent believer in reincarnation. And as far as I'm concerned, it's been proven many, many times over many years, thousands actually. So we just keep coming back here. You know, it's all us. Everyone dying and coming back. It's just us over and over and over and over again, and it never ends. So they'll wake up eventually, you know. But I do my best, Jeff. I think we do what we can, you know.
Yeah, it's an interesting point about how much to wake other people up. I know. You know, you made a good point. I think everyone's on their own path. I think I had to go through everything I had to go through in my life, and I had many, many bad times to get to where I am now. And if I didn't go through that, if everything was just like, if I was 5 years old and they told me all this stuff, and I was like, oh, yeah, I'm not going to make any of those mistakes, and I might not even be, well, I definitely wouldn't be what I am right now. I'd be someone different. And I think, you know, definitely not putting things in people's face too much is pretty wise, in my opinion. If anything, the people that I've tried to help the most turn out to hate me. There's that old saying, be careful, something about helping people. Like, I always forget quotes, but something about, you know, just you know, you don't help people. It works out really bad.
Unless someone asks.
They ask. If they want to change, and if they ask, then yes. And then in the meantime, just little things like you pointed out, hey, did you know the whole money system is all controlled by a couple of families, and they're kind of impoverishing everybody on Earth, and they're like, oh, no, I didn't.
No, but like here, one little one that's really subtle, I just go, hey, did you know Hitler got funded by the Bushes? It's real subtle. I go, really? I go, yeah, you can look it up. It's all online. Like, they were funded billions of dollars by the Bush family. Isn't that interesting? And if somebody really realizes just that's true, they'll go, wait a minute, that doesn't make sense, because they should have been fighting for the American side. Wait a minute, something fishy is going on here. You see, it's just one of those little tiny things that can be verified. There's no You know what I mean? They don't even deny it. It's just there. It's part of history. That's what happened. So little things like that, and that's what I found you have to do. You just give someone a little piece, and if they go do their own research and then they realize it themselves, like, oh shit, that's true. I looked it up and that's really true. Then they come back to you and they go, well, what else is going on? Boom. Now you can have a real conversation. But until then, no, can't do it.
Yeah, you could kind of mention, isn't that weird? Like 3 buildings fell down on 9/11 after being hit by 2 planes.
Ridiculous.
And then you can kind of mention something like, I wonder why construction company or demolition companies don't use planes to take down buildings, because apparently you just fly them in and there's a little fire and then it's just gone. It just turns into dust. And then you just walk away. and then they go, that is strange. Why don't they do that? Little things you do. But I think the thing that we're both trying to do is we are trying to help other people, but we also need to help ourselves, and that's something I've been working on a lot over the last few years.
Dude, absolutely. I mean, it's the most important thing of all, and that's why my spirit guides and all kinds of all I've been hearing from everybody is just like, yes, you're here to wake up the planet. That's your purpose. Heal yourself first. Clear your own frequency. Raise your own frequency. Deal with all your own human damage. Everyone has human damage. This is something I just want to say to everybody. If you think you're fucked up, you got issues going on, whatever, everyone is damaged. As soon as you incarnate into a human body, you're going to have issues. Your parents have issues. Society's fucking up your parents. Their parents are fucking up. Your parents are fucking up them. So you're going to be taking that human damage. So it's really about realizing that we are something greater than human beings. We are infinite beings. We do have infinite wisdom inside us, but we have this baggage. And by going into, like you just realized you've got all this, from your baggage, you need to get through your depression and start feeling the love. But the truth is there is just love. And anyone who's taken large amounts of San Pedro or ayahuasca, like I have, and like Jeff has, they felt that love. They felt it. They know that's there. They know that the Creator's love is just there and it's eternal and it's always there. And it's just tapping into that. And this system wants us completely separated from that. And that's why everything is going on. All this shit Jeff talks about in the news, all the shootings, all the immigration, all the money stuff, everything is designed to keep everybody fighting everybody else. So we don't realize, we're actually all brothers and sisters, everybody. And even the people that are oppressing us, they're our brothers and sisters too. They're just so locked up in this idea of money and greed and power. They're really fucked up. So we need to start loving. We need to get rid of our own damage, start loving each other, and then we need to wake up our enemy, our so-called enemies, whoever they are, all these families controlling us. We need to wake them up too with that same love, where they'll snap out of it. And this is already happening. From hearing from high-level sources as well, that there's some of these people who really have the power. They're waking up and they're going, you know what? Let's just be nice. And there's actually fighting happening from the people who are trying to control us and other people who were, and now we're like, you know what? It's fine. We're already loaded. Let's just be cool. And that's actually happening. And thank God for that. We're not, it's not just us normal people against the elites. It's us and some elites that are actually good against some assholes. So it's good. People are waking up. You can't stop this, the consciousness rising. This is a very, very special time to be on the planet. Many people are coming here, incarnating here. They're specifically here because the consciousness is rising, and it's inevitable. But it's just the quicker we work on through our own shit and get to that place of feeling that divine love, the sooner we can all just get it done. We can all get it done and live on a paradise. And this planet is a paradise. There's just some very confused people running the show right now, but that's changing very quickly, I feel.
Yeah, absolutely. So why don't you talk a little bit about your summit and some of the speakers who are going to be there, because it sounds like this is generally what you're going to be talking about at the summit. So it sounds very interesting.
Yeah, so it's basically self-improvement is all it is. It's actually 85% of it is useful for women as well as men. We're just sort of in that niche because I came from that. I like empowering men. I like shaking them around and being like, come on, be a man. Do what you want to. Get your balls. Go talk to that girl. Start a business trap. And generally men are just more into, having the mobile lifestyle. Generally men want to go around to all these countries where there's beautiful girls and have their own business and do so. It's just sort of, we just sort of fell into it. But really it's self-development. So it's all about relationships. Being a strong man, having communication, being able to hold a relationship in your life, whether it be just with women or gay relationships. Just kidding, it's not really about that. But with women, but also business stuff, how to have friendships. So it's really about relationship building. We got myself, Ryan Black Hypnotica, who's another big guy from the seduction industry, community, coming down about that. And then we're going to be talking about money, of course, these days. in the system that we're in. Until something changes, you got to have some sort of income coming in, and we love waking people up. And this is why I tell people about your newsletter, and I just like slapping people around. You don't have to do the 9 to 5 thing, and so we have people coming down, Josh Rosinski, Jesse Elder, a lot of people coming down that are going to be talking about entrepreneurship. So how to get your ideas, how to actually start a business. Jeff Berwick, for God's sakes, that's you're one of the money guys. But though actually now you got a lot of other stuff you can talk about too with the health and personal development and depression, all this shit. But yeah, so the fact that you can make money without working 9 to 5, you can start a business, you can find an ideal job where you can actually do something you love and work with someone that you love and make money. And how to do the traveling and how to actually incorporate, travel plus work and all this kind of stuff. And there'll be lots of other ideas for people. And I just love giving people that spark. Like, you could, these days, man, you could trade cryptocurrencies to make money. I'm doing that a little bit on the side because the people I met through you at Anarchapulco. And, dude, I'm doing really well. Just stuff I bought in February is just like, woo! It's awesome. So all this stuff about entrepreneurship and how to have that and how to actually enjoy your life and how to make enough money where you can enjoy your life rather than live to work. Let's work to live. Let's do what we need to do so that we can enjoy our lives. So that's a huge part of it. Relationships, we said. So health, of course, we got one guy who's huge in the health niche, Casper, who's just going to be talking about just overall health, how to get longevity, how to feel good in your body, all this kind of stuff. So we got to get into that. We'll be talking about the blue light and EMF and all this other crazy shit and technologies and how we can actually feel amazing and what are core things we have to do not to feel horrible and where we can think clearly. It's amazing how many you see those people, they look like zombies. They're just walking around like, oh, and you just know there's nothing. They're just so blocked up from all the shit they're eating and not being conscious. You can't even, you can't get through these people. So health, and then finally, our last area is spirituality. So we call it purpose because I know some people, they get, some people are just like, well, I don't believe in God, so F you. But we just call it purpose. So getting in line with your purpose. And I really believe everyone is here for a reason. I don't think supreme intelligence makes any mistakes. We're all here to do something. I know why I'm here. I'm pretty sure you know why you're here. A lot of people know why they're here. Some people have no idea, and they're just there, and they're just doing things, and they're not really sure, and they have this void. So there are tools to actually find out why you're here. And there are ways of actually tapping into that. And the first step being become conscious of the fact that you are here for a reason. You're not a fluke. You're a conscious, living part of eternal creation. You're here for a reason. So finding out what that reason is and following what excites you in life and doing something meaningful where you feel like you're contributing to the world and you're doing what you're here for. That's probably the most important thing. I can't stress the difference between you've done things in life where you're like, this is a waste of time, why am I doing this? And then now doing what doing things that you love and you're helping people, it's like night and day. Like we have a reason to wake up, and that's the most important thing, and that's really what I want people to get from this. Knowing that they're here for a reason and living that reason.
Yeah, absolutely. I think we can. You gave me something, a code to give people a discount on the conference. So if you go to dollarvigilante.com/event/infinite-man, you'll see the discount code. The discount code's free deluxe, gets you 100 pounds off. Maybe you can tell people what the cost of the conference is and the dates and things like that.
So the costs are always going up because, if you get in early,
inflation.
You get a better deal. But yeah, baby, inflation's out of control, buddy. It's insane. But you can get a ticket to the event for around like $200, and there's another ticket which is a little bit more money. And but you guys are let's just put it this way: it's not a lot of money. It's like $200 ish. You can pay a bit more if you want like a VIP one, or if you want all the recordings, you pay a little bit more. But it's almost nothing. We should be charging like so much more. We try and make it affordable because I know a lot of fans that follow me. They're a lot of guys in their 20s. They don't have a lot of money. They're putting themselves through school and all this kind of stuff. So we really make it affordable. So it's literally a couple of $100, and it's going to be great. It's going to be 3 days in London, September 16th to 18th, and you're going to have your world blown. You're going to be pushed to find out what's your purpose. Why are you here? You're going to be pushed to change your habits, to build healthy habits, to become more healthy, to start your own business, or at least explore. What do you want to be doing on this planet? And you're going to be pushed spiritually also to figure out really what you're doing here on this planet. It's going to be great, man. All these events are always really powerful, like you said. I had a lot of people come up to me after the direct dating summit we did in Anarchapulco. It was small. We only had 30, 40 folks, but Yeah, many of them just came up, and we had they came from your event. They were just like, we had no idea it would change. Like it could just change our perspective and help us. They were, you know, a couple of people came to tears during the event. There was particularly one woman who was crying, but yeah, people were really moved, and it's deep. It's really, this is what we're here for, to work on ourselves, to develop ourselves, and that's what it's going to be. And also, it's not just the speakers and the activities. There'll actually be games and things that we'll actually be doing together, which is going to be very interesting. But it's also the people that you meet, because you're meeting other people who are like-minded. They want to work on themselves, and some people will already be massively into health or into financial stuff or into spiritual stuff. You're going to meet all these people who are going to have so much knowledge in other areas that you don't have. So it's really going to be a massive download, not just from the speakers, but from the dozens and dozens of people that you're going to interact with. They're there for the event. So it's just beautiful. It's really one of those life-changing experiences. It always is.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. It's as I said, I've turned down so many speaking engagements, and I go to very few. I went to Freedom Fest this year. I got into a fight with with Gary Johnson, and kind of came back, after being in the U.S. And I was like, why do I even go to these things? Even though it was a pretty good conference. I don't want to make too much fun of Freedom Fest. It actually was a good conference, but I just find it's not that. It doesn't give me a lot in my life anymore, and so why am I going to these things? But when you mentioned your conference and when I saw the video, I was like, this is in tune with where I'm going at the moment, and I think it would be good for me to go there and hang out with you and Luke and so many other people. And you mentioned let's do some Bikram yoga and stuff, totally different things that I would normally do. In the past, I'd be out at one of those really crappy clubs in London. I hate the nightlife there, and I'd wake up 8 in the morning, there'd be someone in my bed, I don't know who this person is, try to make them leave somehow, and feel like crap the rest of the day and not want to live.
What did we do? No, it's so funny because I'm on Skype trying to get Jeff to come. Like, Jeff, you got to come down. It's going to be fun. And he's just like, yeah, but I'm in my health routine. I don't want to go and do anything unhealthy. I'm just like, what are you talking about? Me and all of my friends, all we do is go to yoga, drink green juice, and do health and talk about how to become more healthy. Like, that's literally what we talk about, and how to make more money and how to not all this stuff. And I'm just like, you're going to get healthier here than you are going to be there. And he's like, oh yeah, good point. Because I don't do any of the partying. I don't do any of that shit. I don't drink. I don't smoke. I don't do drugs. Nothing. I just want to be healthy and happy and wake people the fuck up out of the sleep that they're in. So, and then he was like, yeah, good point. I'm coming in. That was it. That was the conversation.
Yes, I'm looking forward to it. So check it out. As well, Sasha's going to be speaking again in Anarchapulco. We still don't have the official website up yet, nor the official promo video, because we've been adding so many people. We actually changed the hotel. We changed the date. We've been just going nuts. Like, this thing's growing massively. So we're kind of behind. It should be up in the next couple of weeks. But you can actually buy tickets now for a discounted price at anarchapulco.com. That's going to be the end of February, last week of February in 2017, right here in Acapulco, Mexico. And so, yeah, Sasha, it's great.
And just to mention people real quickly, I will be doing a Dating for Anarchists event in Acapulco this year as well. And it's just going to be anarchy and relationships, how to build amazing relationships as a non-believer in government. So it's going to be beautiful.
Yeah, and I know so many anarchists can use that. I've seen a lot of weakness of a lot of the anarchists is just being socially outgoing, being socially comfortable. That even included myself up until 10 or 20 years ago, when I decided to do what you did basically and just go nuts and get it out of like just do everything as crazy as I could. So I just stopped being so shy and timid and worried and worried about what people thought of me and all that kind of stuff. So I got over that, but a lot of people still haven't. So I think they should look, if they can't attend your conference in London, definitely check out Anarchapulco. So you got two options there, one on either side of the pond if travel's too far either way. And so, yeah, good talking to you, Sasha. I guess I'll see you in about a month.
Great to see you. I'm super stoked, and see you all there. InfiniteManSummit.com, baby. It's going to rock.
So that's it for Anarchast. If you like this video, please like, subscribe, share down below. Check out Anarchapulco.com for the upcoming. We're adding people all the time. It's getting out of control. Even Barry Cooper, by the way, Sasha is doing, he calls it, man, it's so hard to pronounce or even remember, Anarcha Ayahuasca. And he calls it, and the tagline below it is "Altered Police States." He's crazy, Barry, and he's going to have a few days of a ayahuasca ceremony where you're actually going to spend the next day actually talking about what you went through, which actually I think is a really important part of the ayahuasca experience that so many people had last year. There was we actually sold out. They could only handle 50 people doing psychedelic plants at the top of the Grand Hotel in Acapulco last year. So we could only I can't say it. Fit 50 people.
Fit 50. You can't say fit 50 people.
You say it 3 times fast.
Yeah.
Come on, try it.
We can only fit 50 people. We can only fit 50 people. We can only fit 50 people. Yes.
Damn it.
Did it.
See, that's why I quit rapping in 1989. I can't really enunciate very well. So, but anyway, he's actually saying it's going to be a Guinness Book of World Record ayahuasca ceremony at Anarchapulco.
Jesus.
So if you're into any of all this stuff, check out Sasha's summit and definitely check out Anarchapulco. And if you like this video, please like, subscribe, and share down below. And that's it for Anarchast, your home for anarchy on the internet. Peace, love, and anarchy.
From Acapulco, Mexico, this is Anarchast.